Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Precious. If you all haven't already seen my past videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be by far one of the hardest things I'm gonna have to do, I think, in my life, but I wanted to open up to you all and kind of give you guys the journey of me going through my Christianity and kind of what that looks like. I'm just gonna go ahead and pray. Lord, I'm just asking for you to come in and help me to share my story and my journey, and for your strength and your glory and everything that you've shown me. And I know that this is going to be hard for me, but I can do anything through you. All right, amen. So I, like everyone, was definitely in this world. I've had so many journeys, and I feel like, when you've gone through so many things, it feels like you've lived a million lifetimes. And Christianity is definitely not for the faint of heart. It's not a weak journey. It's not a surface journey. I've cried so much and I've never had as much joy as I have at this present time. So I want to say ending of 2022 was very transitional. I want to say September into December, January. January was big. 2023 was big for me. And I was just getting a lot of dreams, which I'm going to talk in other videos, but I'm going to give you, one of the very last dreams that I had kind of coming in to the new year. I spent the night at my mom's house, and I was telling my mom that I was having all of these dreams. And I remember we prayed over some olive oil, and she's like, if you're ever feeling scared or you're ever feeling sad, we blessed it. And she's like, just even take a scoop of it, just all different types of stuff, because I just, again, was just feeling so overwhelmed. I believe that was actually after I had gone to church that Sunday with my mom. Anyways, I had gone through just a lot of heartbreaking things at one time, and I was feeling very helpless at the time, and broken. And I was feeling alone, and I guess through life I've never really spent enough time by myself to really know myself. I don't know if anybody else has those types of feelings. You guys don't even understand how I'm choking back my tears and feelings right now. This is so hard. But I don't want to cry on camera, because that just not the first, I'm gonna call this technically a reintroduction, because that's what it feels like. I feel like I was reborn. I feel like, I am literally a child again sometimes, and just learning so much. But I'm sorry if I'm jumping here to there and there to here, but I am going through a lot. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I feel like a lot of people come and they're on YouTube and they have, maybe I just haven't seen enough of it, maybe because I'm trying to learn more than anything. So I wanted to show you guys the realness of this journey as I'm going through it, because I only gave my life to God on January 1st. It is now February the 10th? Yeah, February 10th or 11th. I think it's the 11th. Anyways, whew, child, Lord. So, long story short, I had this dream. Okay, I had a dream on January, literally New Year's morning, I want to say, New Year's Day morning, I had a dream. I'm gonna read it. I have a dream book. I have a ton of books also too. Like, this whole journey is just crazy, and I just tell you to document and write down things, because sometimes things that didn't make sense to me all of a sudden flood, and they make so much sense. Okay. January 1st, 2023, because I woke up in the morning, and anyways, I had this dream. We're gonna call it November 30th, leading into the new year. I'm nervous, can you tell? I was dating this very strong man. He would be flying sometimes. Sometimes he would fly me around. Sometimes he claimed me and sometimes he didn't. So in my mind, it seemed like he was a player. I don't know why I had that thought. I feel like sometimes our dreams, it's a little bit of us, not so much, But anyways, actually, as I'm reading this back, it might have been sometimes my separation that I sometimes feel like I'm encountering with God. And again, that's why I say write your dreams down, because sometimes he claimed me and sometimes he didn't. Yet he always protected me. There was quite a few different people. I had a group of friends, and then there were some random guys that always seemed to start with my man. This was my man, okay? One day, me and him were alone, and these guys came up to the car and tried to shoot him. I rolled out of the car onto the floor, and we both ran. So, we both kind of came out of my side of the car, and we just ran. They started to chase me because they couldn't get to him. They were shooting at me, so I ran to the hospital and realized they had shot me in my leg. They told me to scream and make a scene. I did. I screamed and hollered because they wanted him to come to me. They wanted me to attract him to me so that they could get to him. So they're telling me make a scene, make a scene. He came to me after they had left, and he said what happened. And then it just kind of split. I don't know, because just kind of like a next. He gave me the pew pew for protection. We ended up at the side of a building with my friends. When the guys came again, they chased us down, so I ran behind a truck. The girl I was with was being loud, super loud. I was like, do you not understand that we're being chased and we're trying to hide and you need to be quiet? Because she was just just crazy. And I'm just sitting there, and I will never forget, because my heart was racing, and my heart was racing in my dream. And they started walking up to the truck, and I was holding the in front of me, with my back against a concrete, because you know how they pull up the trucks to the docks, and then so I'm against the concrete, and I'm holding the and they're rocking up, and I can see their feet. And I'm losing my train of thought, because now I'm just feel like I'm reliving this dream. I pointed it, but I didn't them. When the rest of my friends came up, when the rest of his friends came up, they saw me holding the pew pew, and they started screaming for me to give it to them. I said, no, I'll pew pew you. And they came closer and said that the pew pew belonged to them. I'm so sorry, this is a lot. Pew, 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 pew. They said I belonged to them. And I said, no, my boyfriend gave it to me. And then they started to back up and back down, and then I woke up. So really, really short now. I ended up going to church that morning. I didn't tell my mom about the dream, but she knew about the dreams I had prior and knew that I was in distress. I needed an SOS. I was so sad and scared and fearful. And I remember I was scared to go to church, and I went to church with my mom on that Sunday, and I just remember being so engaged in what was being talked about, and I said, Lord, I've given my life to you. I've done it, And I remember they were bringing communion around, and this is just something further, but I was taking the communion because they were like, drink of this if you believe it, like of my flesh and then of my blood. And I was like, yes, like anything, Lord, like I will do anything at this point. Like, I want you to know that I love you. And I was taking communion and my mom was like, no. And I was like, so embarrassed. I was like, girl, like, what are you doing? And she was like, you didn't say the sinner's prayer. I'm like, you don't know my relationship with God. Like, don't ever try to, try to depict what you think my relationship with God is. And I took it and she's like, but you didn't say the sinner's prayer. I said, I don't know about a sinner's prayer, but I listened to everything they said, and they said, if you eat this or drink this, you will, if you don't believe that, you will get like basically sick. Listen, don't come for me. I'm still learning my Bible. Okay. But, I said, okay. And I just accepted all of that, and I accepted my fate no matter what it was. I was like, God, I want you to know. And, anyways, I'm rambling, but there was just like so much going on. But that's to kind of further also show you kind of also what's going to happen in future videos. And this will probably be another point that I would bring up. But I was in church, and my mom said that I took the communion. Anyways, we ended up sitting there, and when I told her that, we broke down. We started crying, and we were holding hands, and I was like, because there was so much tension, I feel like, at certain points between my mom. And that was just kind of where she saw that I was not joking about what I was trying to do here. I was still nervous to be in church. I was terrified. And by the end of it, the pastor, he actually in that service pointed, like, when pastor's trying to go, you will do this and you will do that and you will do this. Like, he kind of pointed to me and he's like, you will lead people, or people will follow you. It's something along the lines of people following, or people will be led. And that will go further on in another video, which I will break that down. Back to what is the nature of this. I asked my mom to come up to the front with me because, again, I just had that dream that morning that I did not tell my mom about. Didn't really know what was going on. I just felt attacked. And so I said to my mom, I was like, Mom, please, I'm terrified. Can you please just come to the front of the pulpit with me and have them pray for me? And I got to the front. My mom said, okay. And we get to the front, and I couldn't even get a word out of my mouth, and I broke down. I was bawling, my eyes out, like shaking. I couldn't even hold myself up. I was leaning on my mom. My mom is like 5'2". She's just a little lady, okay? And I'm leaning on her, and I am like just so overwhelmed. And my mom I don't even know if it was my mom, to be honest. I was just in such distress and misery that we fell to our knees, and we're at the pulpit. And I just remember like laying down and just like giving it all. I was like, God, I don't even know. And me, like, I do not like huge public displays of any sort of, like, I just was like, I did not care. I was just like, God help me. And I remember my pastor, and this is a church I grew up with. I don't know if I said that, but this is a church I grew up with. I haven't been back in years. So when I first came in, I remember everybody, that will be another story. Okay, let me just stay on track. So I was down, and Pastor Ina, the pastor that runs my church, she was like, she's like, do you want to give your life to God? And she's known me since I was a kid, like baby. I grew up in that church. And I was like, yes. Like, I didn't even know like whose face I was seeing, but I was just like, yes. Like, she's talking to me, but I was just so overcome with like, just, I could not get words out. And she's like, repeat after me. And we repeated the sinner's prayer. And I just remember crying. And my mom just holding me, and I'm just breaking down in her lap. And then the pastor came and laid hands on me that was leading the service. And after that, like, they kind of brought me, and when I got up, so I turn around, and there are people everywhere. Like, the whole church is basically at the front of the church, and people are laying on the floor, and it was just like and I was like, when did this even happen? Because I was just so into what I was going through. I had no idea any of this was even happening behind me. So they brought me into this room, and I was just like kind of telling them what I was going through, and just like thoughts of like myself, and like all different types of like crazy things that I was experiencing, and just being so fearful to even step foot in the church this day. And anyways, that essentially was the story of how I gave my life to the Lord. And there was so much more and plenty more, but I didn't want to make this video too crazy. I just wanted to make an introduction to where I was, and that was the day. That was January 1st of this year, 2023, and it was life-changing to me. And it's just a journey, and it's good and it's scary, and I'm here to tell you that's not easy. And just be open to God to work in your life and show you, you know, just who you are and who you are to Him, you know, because you're so much more than the world has painted you. And I just want to let you guys know that. Okay? Anyways, thank you for watching, and we'll be back and we'll do this journey together. It's not surface. It's so deep. Okay, I love you. Okay, bye.